This right here is one of the biggest and most important topics for any new gym goer or experienced gym goer who's running into plateaus and installing progress to understand. It is the difference between training and working out and training. There absolutely is a difference, and once you understand that, you are going to be able to break past your plateaus. You're going to see the most progress you've ever seen and enjoy yourself doing it and take time back. What is the difference? Working out is simply going to get a sweat, to get the endorphins going, to move around, to feel good about yourself, to relieve stress, right? That's what a workout is. I'm gonna go work out. There's no goal, there's no target, there's no nothing. It's to go in there and do something. When you're training, you have a specific goal. The motivation and the inspiration and what is tying you to what you're doing in that session is tied to a specific goal. What happens with a lot of time is people have a specific goal, but they work out. They don't train, because training is a different mindset. When people talk about training, right, you talk about a service member, a military person training. They're training for something, right? They're putting intent. They're not just shooting to shoot or sleeping outside to sleep outside. They're training for the purpose of achieving a goal. When you look at a professional sports player, right, or a professional athlete, they're training for the purpose of achieving a goal. They're not just, I'm just throwing the ball around or catching the ball. So when you approach your weight training sessions, right, we call it weight training, right? We don't call it weight working out, right? With that idea that you're just trying to get a workout, you're going to see suboptimal gains. And then what happens is the mental issue is you start to tie the two together, and you start to create this mental attachment that, me going to the gym and working out, it's creating again these endorphins. I'm feeling good, I'm relieving my stress, etc. And now you cannot leave the gym or work out less because you're identified with that. And that's what we run into, is that a lot of people are training too much, or working out too much, or at the gym too much and too often because they're working out. So it's less targeted, right? It's less intense, and then they do it too often. Because if you were training for something, it would be black and white for you. What is optimal to get to my goal? Anything less, I'm not going to do, right? So if I told somebody who's working out, who wants to lose body fat or build muscle, I said, hey, the most optimal way for you to build muscle is to train 3 times a week for only 40 minutes. If that was that person's solution, you know what they'd say? I can't do that. There's no way, right? I have to do more. I have to do more. Well, sure, if you're working out, you're not going to see results. But if you train and you're open to the idea that it's the quality versus the quantity, you're going to have a much better time. The whole goal of this video is to shape your mindset around what you do at the gym. I'm not saying the gym should not be fun, but you should find fun in the results and your progress. If you're more frustrated that you're not seeing progress or results and you keep doing the same thing over and over, then it's because you're not approaching it from a place of training. Because when you're training, you're doing something, you're getting feedback, and you're adjusting what you're doing based off of what the result is. If you're working out, you're just going to clock in and clock out. Whether you train hard or not, that's not the point. The result and what you're getting out of it is not matching what you're putting in, and you're still doing the same thing. That's what working out is. So if you like this information, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to know what it takes for us to work one-on-one, fill out the link, or the application in my bio, and I'll reach out to you.